And I know that a lot of viewers have been waiting for quite a long time for a track release of some sort, and I've been teasing this whole Halloween release for a while now, so that's why I'm proud to tell you that Worldwide Technology Raceway is ready to go on my website, speedstation.weebly.com. Now you may notice that I didn't replicate one particular race, and that's because I like to represent an era instead of an individual race, and that does kind of make this a semi-fictional track, and doing that saves on the number of times I have to go through an entire track and redo all the textures from the walls to the billboards and everything else. In layman's terms, that's called laziness. But it helps an awful lot when doing things like Mock Series yearly. And obviously, we acquired the necessary permissions to make and release this project. Credits for this track include the original track work, which was done by FSE, the very high-quality grass texture, which was made by BBMC, and also the older asphalt texture that I used for the racing surface, believe it or not, is from the default Papyrus Atlanta track. I also really want to thank Randall for helping me get everything organized and reaching out to people to get this track released. To sum up this track release, it's a big texture update, obviously, to bring it up to that 2022 feel, but also I did a lot of work on making the AI racing quite entertaining, because that's pretty much my specialty. I should mention that I don't really care too much about obsessive realism when it comes to racing product. For example, if I was working on a version of the modern Texas Motor Speedway, I wouldn't purposefully make it suck. For that very reason, this version of Gateway the Groove is probably a little bit wider than it was in reality, and there's typically more movement among the field than what we saw in this year's Enjoy Illinois 300, which was a relatively dirty air-plagued race like a lot of the shorter racetracks with the whole next-gen car. Included in this track download is a Pappy AI file that I edited for this track. And now I know that this is really unorthodox, but I actually have different Pappy AI files that I use for literally every different track. That's mainly so I can adjust the left offset dev line, because the higher you make that line, the more the AI cars seem to spread out their racing lines and run a little bit more dynamic. So a good rule of thumb is the wider the track surface in the corners, the higher you can push that value. Also, driver consistency, that's a really good line to adjust on too, since taking it lower can actually induce natural-looking mistakes. But this track works quite well with the default Pappy AI file as well. I'm just including this as an option in case you want to race with the exact settings that I've been tinkering on for AI racing at this track. And feel free, by the way, to adjust on this track to your liking. I'm mainly focused on making the racing entertaining for 35% or 84 lap races, so if you think there's too many wrecks or not enough or something like that, just adjust on it until you like the result. That's the freedom that this game gives you. Along with that, if you want to personally edit the track to make it look exactly like the real 2022 Enjoy Illinois 300 or the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 or whatever you want it to look like, you can do that as well. This has been a pretty fun project to work on, and funny enough, I actually started working on this project for Season 3 of the Mock Series. That was back in early 2021. Which was before NASCAR announced that they'd be taking the Cup Series to this track. So it was just a bit of a happy accident that my Mock Series work helped me have a pretty solid foundation to build on for this track. Anyways, head on down to speedstation.weebly.com for this updated version of Worldwide Technology Raceway. You'll find it on the tracks page on the site. This is also not the last track that I'll be releasing this year for NR2003. Remember that in December, I'll be releasing an updated version of the Daytona Beach track that you saw in last year's mock season. And so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The next video that I'll be releasing will come right after the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race in Phoenix. It'll be a whole driver analysis and opinion piece, which I think you'll enjoy quite a bit. I might even wait until the penalty report comes out after Phoenix, just in case there's some extra serious shenanigans in that event. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this updated version of Worldwide Technology Raceway. Happy Halloween, and stay tuned for some pretty exciting stuff in the next few weeks.